What's up, guys? This is Macintosh. Today I'm going to show you how to downgrade from 660 or 639 or anything in between down to 6.20 and install custom firmware Pro B-9 without a Pandora battery. So first you're going to need to download a few files. I already got them downloaded, but I'm going to put the link in the description. There's 3 files you need to download. You're going to need to download the official firmware 6.20. You're going to need to download the Pro B9 custom firmware, and you're going to need to download the 6.60 downgrader. So what you're going to do is plug in your PSP, go to USB mode, format the memory stick. If you have a memory stick lying around, a 1 gig should do fine, or 256 meg or whatever. Go to your PSP directory, go to PSP, and once you're here, you're going to have to copy the contents of the game folder inside of the downgrader to the game folder on your PSP. After you got that done, you're going to need to go into the game folder on your PSP and copy the 6.20 firmware next to the downgrader file in the game folder on your PSP. That 6.20 is the eboot.ppb. Just go ahead and copy that onto your game folder on your PSP next to the downgrader. 28.9 megabytes, it shouldn't take too long. And there you go, you're ready to downgrade. So I will switch over to the next camera. Okay guys, after you get all that done, your game folder should have the downgrader and the eboot.ppb file in it. You're going to go over to game, disconnect your PSP, go over to game, go down to memory stick, and you'll see the 6.20. This is the downgrader here with the 2 arrows and this background. Click on that. Wait for this to load up. So go here. Now it's going to display a warning message about the risk of bricking your PSP, blah 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 blah. I've done so many of these and I have not even had a problem with it at all. So it'll say press X to start SCE updater and press R to exit. You go ahead and press X. Follow all the on-screen instructions. Make sure you read everything completely to the last word. Just follow it, and it'll take literally about 5 seconds to downgrade. It'll take a little more than 5 seconds, but you know what I mean. It'll take a bit to downgrade to 6.20, and after you're done downgrading to 6.20, we're going to need to upgrade to 6.39, and then we're going to install custom firmware. Okay guys, now that you have 6.20 official firmware on your PSP, we're going to need to update to 6.39 official firmware. Now, like I said again, just download all the files that I put in the description. And well, upgrading to 6.39 official firmware is pretty basic. So just connect your PSP to your computer and extract the eboot file to your update folder inside of the game folder. So you can erase the downgrader and the eboot.ppb that we had to downgrade to 6.20. You can completely delete that and create a new folder called update in all capital letters. It has to be capital letters. Go into the update and the 6.39 eboot.phpb. Put that inside of this update folder. Get out of it. Get out of USB mode on your PSP. Go over to the memory stick in the game column and upgrade to 6.39. After you're done upgrading to 6.39, that's where we install custom firmware. So you're going to need to go back onto your PSP, connect it to your computer, take the custom firmware B-9 Pro file, extract it, and you'll have all these files here. Okay, so you got these files here. Go into your PSP folder, go into the PSP, and into your game folder. In the game folder, you're going to need to copy two items. The Pro Update goes into it, and the Fast Recovery. Now the CIPL flasher, it only works on some PSPs, usually the very, very older models. So if you have one of the first PSPs that came out, you can use the CIPL flasher to flash your drive, so you don't have to run the fast recovery every time. But it's a risk you're taking. I use it, and I just flashed a PSP 2001 Slim Edition about 20 minutes ago with it. So just Google CIPL flasher versions and you should find a list and how to find if you can use it. It is a big convenience if you can use it, but if you can't, it's not really that big of a deal. The only difference is the CIPL flasher, every time you completely reboot or turn off and turn on your PSP, not just standby but completely shut off and turn back on, the custom firmware goes back to official firmware through 6.39, so you need to run the fast recovery in order to go back to custom firmware. Now it's not that big of an inconvenience, but it is an inconvenience, so the CIPL flasher allows it to run all the time instead of having to run fast recovery. But anyway, a little bit off topic. So you got these two files in your game folder on the PSP, and now we're gonna switch over to the PSP to show you what to do. Okay, now disconnect your PSP from your computer. Go back over to game and down to your memory stick, and then run Pro Update. Go into that. And you'll have a couple options here. Press X to launch CFW, press triangle to uninstall CFW, hold L to reinstall CFW, or press R to exit. Press X to press X to launch CFW. It'll take maybe 2 seconds to 3 seconds, and that's not a joke, to install the custom firmware 6.39. I'm going to get out of it now. After you've done that, you can check your version and you will have custom firmware 6.39 Pro B9 installed on your PSP. Now you can run ISOs, backups, and homebrew all you want. Now if you didn't install the CIPL flasher, every time you boot your PSP, you're going to want to go into your memory stick and then just hit fast recovery and go through that. That'll boot it back up in CFW for you. This has been a Macintosh Zacintosh production, and thank you.